The Champions League final. It's by far and away the biggest match in club football, where legends are born and enemies are made, where dreams are lived and nightmares are endured, where players, managers and fans write their own history, which clubs will never forget, where comebacks and thumpings, last minute goals and penalties are the norm, and major headlines are expected. It's where the best of the best of the best meet for one showdown to see who will get the glory, the fame and the history, and who will be forgotten. This is why Liverpool will win the Champions League.
It's time for Big Pete. Okay, so the semi-finals are wrapped up and we now know the Champions League final will be between Real Madrid and Liverpool. Let's start off by looking at Liverpool's run to the final.
It all started back in August last year, when Liverpool faced European novices Hoffenheim. The Reds ran out comfortable winners, 6-3 on aggregate. But the tie will be most remembered for young fullback Trent Alexander-Arnold's astonishing free kick, his first goal for the club. Next up came the group stages, and Liverpool were drawn in a favourable group with Spartak Moscow, Sevilla and Maribor. Still, you have to beat what's in front of you, and Liverpool did, in some style. They remained unbeaten throughout the group stage, and with the aid of two 7-0 victories finished top ahead of Sevilla, who would go on to knock out Liverpool's arch-rivals Man United. Liverpool drew Porto in the last 16 and comfortably dispatched the Portuguese outfit, winning 5-0 on aggregate after a 5-star Sadio Mane performance at the Estadio do Dragão. That set up an all-English Champions League quarter-final with Manchester City, a reminder of the classic Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal ties from years gone by. But Liverpool were even more emphatic in victory this time, running out 5-1 victors on aggregate, sending a message out to City fans that they've still got a long way to go if they want to be considered European royalty. A tantalising first leg performance and rout at an ever-noisy Anfield was followed by a remarkable game at the Etihad. Man City had Liverpool on the back foot for the entirety of the first half and were perhaps unfortunate to only be 1-0 up, but Liverpool's class showed in the second half and made City pay for the 3-0 first leg result. That puts Liverpool into a first Champions League semi-final in 10 years against a Roma side who had just completed one of the great European comebacks against Barcelona. But another comeback looks impossible with Liverpool 5-0 up and running riot at Anfield with 10 minutes left. However, two late Roma goals put them in the same position they were in the round before when they knocked out Barcelona and set up a nervy affair in Rome. Liverpool made the perfect start in the second leg, however, going 1-0 up in the opening 10 minutes through Sadio Mane, and went into the half-time break 2-1 up. Roma scored 3 second-half goals to give Liverpool a 1-goal aggregate victory, but with two of Roma's goals coming very late on, the game didn't feel as tense as the scoreline suggests. That completes the road to Kiev, but what can Liverpool do now they're there?
Can I just say what an absolute breath of fresh air this Liverpool team have been under Klopp? I know they don't win every game and have a few shockers in them, but the way in which they blow teams away is so satisfying, and part of the reason why I love football. I mean, who else could finish 8th yet absolutely blow away Man City at the Etihad 4-1? They're an absolutely nutty team. And once again, they have been absolutely breathtaking in this Champions League campaign, scoring more goals than any English team in history. This video is why Liverpool will win the Champions League, and where else to start than Mo Salah. Being easily the signing of the season, the Egyptian King's consistent goal scoring and spark in form has made £140 million departure Philippe Coutinho a forgotten man. Questions were asked and eyebrows were raised when Liverpool spent £34 million on Salah in the summer. But 9 months and 43 goals later, Liverpool are in the Champions League final. It's also important not to forget Firmino and Mane as well, as together they've been the world's best front three this season, beating out more fancy trios at PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern. The second reason why Liverpool win the Champions League is Jurgen Klopp. There can be no denying that Klopp has built a team unplayable on their day, becoming famous for thumping the big teams on the big days, and he'll be hoping the 26th of May is another one of those days. The third reason is the fans. Liverpool have one of the best fan bases in the world, and it can be very intimidating for opposition players, but even more so motivating for the Liverpool players, with Anfield famously carrying Liverpool over the line on many occasions. Liverpool will be hoping to take the Anfield spot with them to Kiev to carry them over the line once again. It's also worth mentioning how Liverpool's "Allez, allez, allez" chant has taken over the Champions League, just like "Well, Greg's on fire" did the Euros. The final reason why Liverpool will win the Champions League is history. Liverpool are European royalty with 5 Champions League titles. There is a strange romance there, as it's fair to say Liverpool wouldn't be Liverpool without the Champions League, and the Champions League wouldn't be the Champions League without Liverpool. Part of the reason why it's been so boring in the last few years. The two have met in the Champions League final once before, Liverpool being the victors 1-0 in Paris back in 1981. And the last time these two met in knockout football, Liverpool won 5-0 on aggregate. So with so much history on their side, Liverpool will be hoping to make it 6 in Kiev and double United's tally. And that is why Liverpool will win the Champions League. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I'm going to have a follow-up video on why Real Madrid will win the Champions League coming out later on this week, hopefully. But if you did enjoy this one, please be sure to drop a like and share. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you soon!